Okay, you've got now around 10 days left to get the fast track citizenship program finished. It would be really hard to do it. You could possibly do it, but you would have to start today and hold your breath pretty much to get all this stuff finished. There's a possibility you could get it done, but you'd have to really work hard. If you wait until after June, the last day in June, all the fast track citizenship programs will be going up about 100,000. St. Lucia, I don't know what they said that they were going to comply. I have not seen any written notification. Maybe they have, maybe they have not. But they said they will comply. I haven't seen the signed agreement that they have signed for that. But this is the key right here. Any country that doesn't sign this agreement with the OECD, basically the U.S. is involved with it too, is also I'm exercising here today, so if I look like I'm out of breath, trying to get in shape here while I'm talking to y'all. The problem that you're going to have if you get a passport, like let's say St. Lucia in the fast track program, and they don't comply with this, they're going to lose all their visa free to the Schengen countries, and that passport will be basically a dud passport. You'll end up not using it. You'll end up getting going with one of the other fast track programs, but then you're going to pay over $100,000 for St. Lucia with all the fees, and then you're going to have to pay it again for one of the other fast track citizenship programs, like either St. Kitts, Antigua, Grenada, Dominica. So, I mean, this is what you're going to have to be looking at. My suggestion, if you haven't done it, you got the money to do it, and you're willing to rush really quick, we could try to get you in and get you through. There's no guarantees we could get you through on that time period. We could work with you and bust our butts trying to get you through, but there's a lot of people pushing through now, trying to get that passport before it goes up 100,000 US dollars. If you can opt for residency by investment programs, that are a lot cheaper. The problem that you're going to have with that is the ones that have good tax laws, that are have good visa-free travel, that allows dual citizenship. The problem with those is that you're looking at least 10 years or longer to get those. Sure, there are other passports you can get in 2 years, but their tax laws are bad. They make you relinquish all your other passports. I'm just giving you the roadblocks you're going to run into if you want what I call a good passport. Is one that allows dual citizenship, real good visa-free travel, at least to the Schengen countries, and you can live there totally income tax-free. Now, again, if you're a U.S. citizen, U.S. resident, you're going to have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship, getting that second passport if you want to get around all taxes. We've said this in all our videos and stuff, so you're going to have to do that. You can still qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion. That helps a lot, especially if you're married, because you can do a joint return and take the deduction also with your wife. She works in the business, but if you want to skip the fast track, you're looking at years down the road to get the passport. Sure, you can go to passports like Dominican Republic. You're not going to get it in the time period they're telling you. I'm telling you, it's 3 to 4 years. The dual citizenship is allowed there, but the problem you have is the passport, man, it's worse than Belize. You're going to be getting visas everywhere. And then you're going to have to learn the Spanish language good enough to take it and pass it and get that test done. Anybody at the DR tells you they'll give you questions for the test, just run from them. There are so many corrupt lawyers over there. And I'm telling you, you're going to run into all kinds of problems with that, okay? You're not going to get that. Trust me. I've had so much experience in the DR. The corruption over there is incredible. I would stay away from that passport, I've told you. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting a lot of time and money getting, and then find out there's nothing there. And it's going to take you a lot longer than what they're going to tell you if you can get it. And you're going to have to pass that Spanish test, okay? So, there are quicker passports, but they have awful tax laws. Peru, Argentina, but they tax you to death. So do you want to go through that? And some of these countries don't allow dual citizenship. You're going to have to look at that. they will examine your passport and make sure that you've relinquished or make you sign documents, and they'll send them back to your home country, making sure that you've dropped those other passports. So these are things you're going to have to look at. My suggestion, if you've got the money and you've basically piddled around and hadn't done anything on it, just putting it off, I would rush and try to get the passport if you have the funds to do it. The best one right now that we do is Antigua. We do all the fast track programs, but the great thing about Antigua is they don't have an income tax, and they have more visa-free travel than any of the fast track except for St. Kitts. But St. Kitts has already gone up on their fees. They're $250,000. Antigua is going to be over 100, right at 100,000 or more after June starting July the 1st. The keys, all the paperwork has to be in before the end of June if you want to do that. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck for years and years and years getting a halfway decent passport. I don't know if any programs, your best programs right now that I can tell you that allow these things, I'm telling you, that allow dual citizenship. You can live there tax-free, assuming you're not a U.S. citizen, U.S. resident, and you've detached yourself from other countries that tax worldwide income if you live there. Okay, you have to basically detach yourself from those countries, okay? And if you're a U.S. citizen, again, you would have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship, okay? And you can still, like I said before, you can qualify the foreign overseas exclusion, and that will help you a lot on those years building up to getting the second passport. But most of the good ones, I'm going to tell you real quick, that allow dual citizenship, that you can live there totally income tax free. They have territorial tax systems, or, you know, and allow the dual citizenship and have good visa-free travel, at least to the Schengen countries in Europe, okay? Or places like Guatemala, El Salvador. The other ones in Central America don't allow dual citizenship. Costa Rica doesn't, Panama doesn't, Honduras only allows it with a few treaty countries. Spain is the only one, I think, outside of Central America. Most of the treaty countries are in Central America. They have Honduras, just forget it. I mean, it's got good tax laws, good visa-free travel to Schengen countries, but more than likely, you'll have to give up your other passports, okay? And I would tell you not to do that. Guatemala, they say you can apply after 5 years. You're looking at least 10 years to get that passport in Guatemala, maybe 15 years, okay? Panama's awful, okay? And you don't want that one anyway because you're going to have to give up all your other passports. You're going to have to pass the Spanish test. Now, there are some lawyers, they're illegal law firms over in Panama that are going against the Constitution, and they're basically telling you that the government is not enforcing that the dual citizenship. In other words, it's in the Constitution, but the government is not enforcing it. Well, I called several different law firms, and they said that's BS, okay? And I would tell you, I don't care if 5 law firms tell you the same thing. If the Constitution there, unless they change that, okay, then don't do it. Why would you want to do it? Why don't you just go to a country that don't get the second passport? Go to a country where the law is clear. It says you are allowed dual citizenship. To me, it doesn't make sense going in and trying to walk on a type wire all the time. You know, trying to figure out what's going to happen, you know, down the road. To me, I would stick to the ones I just told you. Guatemala allows dual citizenship. El Salvador does. Those are the only 2 that fit all the parameters in Central America that I told you. Mexico's awful. Taxation's horrible there, okay? So, you know, those 2 are your best. And Bukele's making some big changes in El Salvador. I would pick El Salvador over Guatemala because the crime is pretty bad in Guatemala. There are other, Paraguay doesn't fit all the parameters, Ecuador doesn't fit all the parameters. There are a couple of other ones that are pretty good that I like, and that's Cyprus. The 5-year program, you're not required to learn the Greek language if you go with a 5-year. If you go with a shorter period, they're going to require you to have the Greek language in place. You will have to pass some sort of test, but the 5-year program does not. English is a primary language over there. They have better visa-free travel than any of the Central American countries that I mentioned, except for Mexico. I'd have to check Cyprus and Mexico. They're pretty close on the visa-free travel, but I think Mexico might have more visa-free travel, but you're going to be taxed to death getting that passport, so I would avoid it, okay? Cyprus is English-speaking too. I mean, that's another key thing. And the great thing about Cyprus is it's got a non-dom program that lasts 17 years, but you can move out after getting the passport 5 or 6 years, and then go to a place like Ireland is another good choice. Ireland has a non-dom program. You can live there totally income tax free. You can apply for the passport. You can get it in around 6 years. And Ireland is dependable. Okay, it's not like the Caribbean countries in getting a passport or the Central American countries. When I say Caribbean, I'm talking about on the residency by investment programs. Fast tracks, very predictable. You're looking at 4 to 8 months, but you're going to have to pay out of your pocket for them. Okay. So you're going to have to decide if you want to do that. If you want to know more on this and how to get in a rush on this and get it done, just contact us at www.citizenshipquickly.com and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button right on your screen right here. You get new videos automatically as they come out. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.